It started with a single notification: your account balance is below $50. I stared at the screen, my heart doing that quiet panic thing it does when reality hits before your brain catches up. Rent was due in 2 days. My next paycheck was still 4 days away. And I didn't even want to check my credit card balance. For months, I'd been trying to outsmart my own chaos: budgeting apps, spreadsheets, side hustles, all of it. But it felt like playing financial whack-a-mole. Every time I got ahead, another problem popped up. I wasn't lazy. I was just tired of thinking about money all the time. And the world wasn't helping. Everywhere I looked, people were losing jobs, replaced by AI tools and automation systems that never slept. The future wasn't waiting for anyone to catch up. It was moving on, with or without us. That night, I realized something. Maybe I didn't need to fight the system anymore. Maybe I needed to build my own. So I decided to do something different. I stopped chasing money manually, and started letting automation do what I never could to stay consistent. I set my finances on autopilot. And slowly, my life began to follow. The moment it really hit me wasn't dramatic. No pink slip. No sudden collapse. Just a slow, quiet realization that the rules of money were changing faster than I could keep up. My coworkers started disappearing one by one. Restructuring, they said. But we all knew what that meant: automation. Whole departments replaced by software that didn't sleep, didn't complain, and didn't need health insurance. It was like watching a silent revolution unfold, not on battlefields, but in spreadsheets. Algorithms were learning faster than people could adapt. And I was still trying to manage my budget with sticky notes and late-night math. My paycheck was the same, but prices weren't. Rent. Groceries. Gas. Even a simple coffee felt heavier now. Inflation wasn't just a number, it was a slow leak in my life raft. And no matter how fast I paddled, I was sinking. I used to think I had a spending problem. But the truth was, I had a system problem. I was still living in a manual world while everything around me, the economy, the job market, even my competitors, had already gone automatic. That's when I realized the same technology that was taking jobs could also save mine. The same systems that made billion-dollar companies unstoppable could make one person's finances unbreakable. I didn't need to fight the future anymore. I just needed to join it on my own terms. And that was the turning point, the moment I decided to let automation take the wheel. I spent months feeling like I was standing still while the world sprinted ahead. Everyone around me seemed to have figured it out. People were investing, saving, earning from side hustles, all while I could barely breathe between bills. But one night, everything shifted. I was scrolling through YouTube, half out of curiosity, half out of desperation, when I stumbled on a video about AI-powered personal finance tools. The creator said something that stopped me cold: if you can't manage your emotions, let systems manage your money. That line hit me harder than I expected. Because it wasn't about being perfect, it was about getting out of my own way. I started researching, not about getting rich, but about getting stable. I found tools that could do what I never could consistently do myself. AI-based budgeting apps that categorized my spending automatically. Investment platforms that balanced my portfolio based on risk tolerance. Smart savings tools that pulled small amounts from my checking account without me noticing. It felt like building a personal assistant, one that didn't need sleep or motivation. I called it my financial autopilot. I wasn't chasing money anymore, I was designing the system that money could flow through. The first week, nothing dramatic happened. No huge returns. No miracle. But what did happen was subtle. I stopped checking my bank app 10 times a day. I stopped feeling anxious at gas stations. I started trusting that, for once, my money was working for me. And slowly, something inside me changed too. For the first time in years, I felt peace. That peace became momentum. I started automating more than just money. My routines. My habits. My goals. I realized the principle behind automation wasn't just financial, it was psychological. It turned discipline into design. The more I automated, the more I trusted myself. My system wasn't perfect, but it was consistent. And consistency, I learned, beats intensity every time. Within a few months, my finances stopped being a source of chaos. My investments grew quietly in the background. My emergency fund filled itself. And I found myself doing the one thing I never thought possible, not worrying about money. I didn't feel trapped anymore. I felt like I had finally built something that worked while I slept. Something that turned uncertainty into rhythm. That's when I realized I hadn't just automated my finances. I'd automated peace of mind. When I first started automating my finances, it felt like magic, but it wasn't magic. It was math, mindset, and a bit of machine learning. You see, automation isn't about removing humanity from your finances, it's about removing friction. It's about building rails so your money knows where to go, even when you don't. Puzzle piece 1. Automate income, pay yourself first. The first rule of automation is simple: don't let your income sit idle. The moment money hits your account, give it a job automatically. I set up my paycheck to flow like this: 50% essentials, rent, food, bills, 30% savings and investments, 20% fun and freedom. I didn't have to decide where my money should go, the system did it for me. Because when your values are automated, your emotions can finally rest. Think of it like setting up a self-driving car for your money. Once you map the route, it takes you there even if you're tired, busy, or scared. Robot phase 2. Use AI to track spending awareness without anxiety. Visual AI dashboard categorizing expenses automatically. Clean minimalist UI. Before, I used to feel guilty checking my bank app. It was like facing a truth I didn't want to see. But now, AI does that heavy emotional lifting for me. Apps like Clio, Mint, or Monarch Money use AI to scan every transaction, label it, and show where your habits are leaking. You don't just see your spending, you understand it. It's not about judgment. It's about clarity. The data doesn't shame you, it teaches you. It's like turning on the lights in a messy room. Nothing changed, but suddenly, you can see what to fix. Chart increasing 3. AI for investing, smart growth on autopilot. I used to think investing was for finance people. The ones who wore suits, read charts, and drank black coffee at 5 a.m. But AI changed that completely. Robo-advisors like Betterment, Wealthfront, or Fidelity Go use algorithms to balance your portfolio automatically. They diversify, reinvest dividends, and even adjust based on the market, all while you sleep. I didn't need to beat the market. I just needed to be in the market, consistently. That's what automation gave me: access, not anxiety. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. You don't dig them up every day to see if they've grown. You trust the system, water it regularly, and let time do its quiet magic. Money with wings 4. Automate savings, build safety nets that build themselves. I created what I call a digital safety net. AI apps like Digit or Capital monitor my cash flow and move small amounts into savings when I can afford it, automatically. Sometimes it's $3. Sometimes $20. I barely notice it. But over time, those tiny transfers became a quiet fortune. My emergency fund built itself while I lived my life. And that changed how I saw money, not as a constant stressor, but as a partner quietly working with me. Sunrise 5. Let AI find new income streams. AI didn't just protect my money, it started multiplying opportunities. I used CatGut to brainstorm digital products. I let AI research the best ETFs for my risk level. I even used AI scheduling tools to manage freelance clients automatically. That's when I realized automation isn't about losing jobs. It's about freeing yourself to create better ones. Automation didn't make me rich overnight. It made me responsible consistently. It gave me something I never had before: a quiet, structured peace that compounds just like interest. And maybe that's the real secret. Wealth isn't built in chaos. It's built in calm, one automated decision at a time. I used to believe that financial freedom was about having more money, more income, more success. But now I know it's really about less fear, less friction, less noise in your mind. When I let AI take over the mechanical parts of my finances, I didn't lose control, I gained clarity. My bills paid themselves. My savings grew in the background. And for the first time, my future didn't feel like a guessing game. That's what automation gives you, not just efficiency, but emotional bandwidth. It frees you from the mental loops of what if and not enough. It replaces panic with process, and process with peace. We live in a world where AI is changing everything: jobs, industries, even identities. But it can also change you. The same tools that replace old systems can help you build better ones for your money, your habits, and your life. You don't need to be a genius to automate your finances. You just need to take one small step today. Set up that auto transfer. Try that AI budgeting tool. Let the system do what it's designed for and watch what happens when you stop surviving and start designing your future. Because when your money moves automatically toward your goals, your life eventually follows. I'm proof of that. And if you're ready, you can be too. Speech Balloon. Subscribe for more stories that change how you see money and how you shape your future. 10.